Hello, this is NintenDAD 64, and as many of you probably did by now, I've just watched the State of Play transmission that showed more bits of The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay. This game comes out in a couple of weeks from now, in June 19. It's kind of a swan song for the PS4 era, along with Ghost of Tsushima, which comes out in July. And The Last of Us Part 2 is one of the most anticipated games of this generation. It got a little controversial a couple of weeks ago because some important bits of the story got leaked on the internet, and I'm not intent to spoil anything. I'm not gonna talk about anything that they haven't showed in this new video or past videos, past trailers. Let's talk about quickly what they show and what should we expect for this game in a couple of weeks that it's gonna be released. So, what did they show? They showed new abilities for Ellie. She can climb, she can use ropes, and she can crawl now, which comes in handy when you want to hide from enemies. She can break glass to run away from enemies, and most importantly, she can swim now. Yeah, Ellie can swim now. I mean, if 5 years have passed since the last game and Joel teach her how to play guitar, I think it was obvious that he would teach her how to swim. So yeah, Ellie can swim now. You can make silencers for guns. I mean, you can craft your weapons with more items. This is just an advanced version of what the last game did. We could expect that since the game was announced, but it's nice to see that the crafting mechanics for the weapons and the customizing options are more complex, are more deep. The enemies, I mean, in this case, the human enemies seems a lot smarter, and one of the main things that this video and past trailers showed was dogs, like trained dogs to find, to seek and destroy. And there are a new kind of danger which changes a little bit how you do stealth in this game, because dogs can smell you, they can feel your scent, and Ellie can now be conscious, the player can be conscious of the smell, the track that they're leaving, and how dogs could find them. So this is going to be a new part of the experience in combat, in stealth, so it's interesting. They showed how Ellie burned a little dog, and that was kind of sad, but it's part of the experience. And probably if you are stealthy enough, you won't be in the needs to burn dogs alive. But let's move to other thing. The infected, the three main kinds of the last game, are back. They showed a new kind of enemy that it's called the Shammer. It looks like the Bloather from the last game, but this is more dangerous because it seems like it burns you every time you attack it. And they talk about a new kind of infected, but they didn't show it. It's supposed to be the most dangerous kind of infected so far. And they focused on the main location that is Seattle. I mean, not the whole game is going to take place on Seattle, but it seems that this city is going to be one of the main locations of the game where a big part of the adventure takes place. It has a lot of environments, it has a lot of buildings in ruins, it lots of water bodies and grass and trees and other stuff that will help you to plan your strategy. They talk about a little more of the story. They explained little things that we already watched in the last trailers. There seems to be two kinds of human enemies groups. The first one is the WLF, the Wolves. It's a militia group, and they're the ones who primarily uses dogs, it seems, and they use heavy weapons like machine guns, assault rifles. They are the ones who are trained to use them, and they probably are more dangerous than the hunters from the last game, because they know how to use these weapons a lot better. and they are more organized. They know how to track you, and they seems to have a lot more of coordination to dispose of you. The other enemies are called the Seraphites, which is a religious group, and they are more stealthy. They use bows and arrows. They use weapons more. They use more like knives and machetes, and this seems to be the two main groups of enemies that we will face in this game. They showed PS Vita. There was a character which was playing PS Vita. It seems that she was playing Hotline Miami because one can recognize the music from that game. It was, I think, Hydrogen from Moon. And for a couple of seconds, some people recognize an Ice Cube song playing on a radio or in a sound system. So these are bits that are reference to pop culture, and I think that seems quite neat because the last game didn't have it. I mean, all the movies and comics and other pop culture references were fictional. I mean, they just existed in The Last of Us. But now, I mean, Hotline Miami and Ice Cube and the PS Vita, which I don't know if in 25 years from now someone should be playing PS Vita. I mean, if any, I think they should be playing Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, or even PSP. But I understand the product placement. Something that people is talking about, and I mean it's important, but not in the way that most people that are vocal about this are talking about, is that there are more women. There are more women in both bands. I mean, in the Wolves and in the Seraphites, there are a lot more women, and this disturbs some people. I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know it, but it's important, but it's not important in the way that most people think. I mean, it's neat. It's cool that there are more enemies. There are more female enemies. Representation matters. So this is notorious, especially in this new video that they showed. And I want to talk about this video. This game seems to focus more, at least by the videos they show so far, focuses more on humans. We've seen infected enemies, but most of the trailers had showed us a great focus on the game on human enemies. And other thing I want to talk about is that this game, obviously, since we watched the first trailers, seems more violent because the deaths of the enemies are more graphic. The sounds, even the sounds of the killings that you do, are more I don't know how to tell it. They feel more gruesome, and well, it's what we should expect. I mean, it's a deeper experience. It's experience based more on hate, which Neil Druckmann said it since the game was announced. So, what should we expect from The Last of Us Part 2 now that we've seen this video, and obviously considering the leaks from a weeks ago? I have to tell, I've already watched most of the material that got leaked. I'm not afraid of spoilers. I'm not a person that is afraid of spoilers. I respect people who do not want to get spoiled anything. I promise I don't intend to spoil anything here. I'm not gonna talk about that leaked material, but I need to tell that I've already watched it. And considering that, and considering what I've saw from this video and what most of the interviews talk about with the developers, I think that this is going to be a really, really good game. I don't know if it's going to be superior to the first one, but I think there are high probabilities that this is going to be a masterpiece. This game, whatever happens if it sucks, if it really is a masterpiece, it's going to be important, and you shouldn't miss it. It doesn't matter if you already watched the leaks. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen any trailer. It's going to be important to don't miss this game. Play it with friends, play it alone, play it with your family. I think that this game is going to be one of the most important games of this generation. I hope it is the masterpiece that many of us are waiting for. The gaming mechanics that they show from the last trailers and from this State of Play live transmission, I think that they're showing a pretty well developed, pretty well crafted game. Let's consider this. We're talking about a video game here, and even if you got spoiled the key moments of the story, what they can't leak is the experience of playing a video game. I agree with that with Neil Druckmann. I think that the experience to play a video game cannot be leaked. You have to play it to really feel what they have created, and that happened with the first one. I mean, The Last of Us that came out 7 years ago, it changed a lot of lives, not because just of what a great story that was, but because how it was told. And the way it was told, it was by the interactive nature of what a video game offers. You're gonna fall in love with Ellie again, and you're gonna fall in love with other characters. Joel, it is an enigma by this time, because we haven't seen so much of him, and we're gonna learn to hate a lot more of characters, and that hate and that love that we're going to experience to these new characters is not going to be because of what we just watch on videos. It's because what we feel when we are playing. There are some allies that we're going to meet, some friends that are going to help us, and thinking about The Last of Us, thinking about video games, we are going to hate them and love them because of how they interact with us in the video game. And my final message with this is, let's just have faith, have trust in what Naughty Dog has developed. I think we can trust Naughty Dog by the games that they have created from the last 10 years. I think even from the first Uncharted game, if you want to take that as a reference. And do not let yourself be driven by haters. Haters are gonna hate. No matter what, no matter if this game is really a masterpiece, they're gonna hate it. They want to watch it fail. They want to watch it burn. They enjoy that. And if that's what they want, it's okay. What I do not like about this situation is how they, with many enthusiasm, want to destroy the experience, the joy that this game, that playing a video game can bring to many people, to many fans. And don't let yourself be driven by these haters. I repeat, even if this game sucks, even if it isn't at the level that the first one was, I think it's going to be a very good game. I hope that you can get a copy, a digital copy, a physical copy, when the game launches in a couple of weeks from now. And look at the trailer that they just showed. It really seems like, I really mean it. You look at them, you look at it, and it seems like a really well made game. The artistic style, the music, the bits of gameplay that they show, the obstacles, the difficulties, and obviously, as we're talking about The Last of Us, the story seems to be really well made. It won't be a disappointment, I think. And have faith, have trust. So let me know in the comments what you think about The Last of Us Part 2, what you think about this new video that they showed, and if you probably, and please do not share any spoilers here or anywhere else. Please don't be a jerk. And have a nice day and have fun. Bye.